Tracking President Joe Biden's first 100 days in office, one of his first moves ending the Trump administration policy requiring asylum seekers to remain in Mexico while their cases work their way through the system. In California, some of the people who were waiting are now being let into the United States to await hearings. And the same thing could be happening here in Arizona in just a few weeks. Tonight, investigator Liliana Soto is taking an in-depth look at this issue from many different angles.
It's estimated that about 25,000 asylum seekers with active asylum cases have been waiting in Mexico, some more than a year.
Tanto tiempo, primera vez que me pasa esa experiencia de estar sola con mi hijo en un país que no conozco. O sea, es depresivo, es angustioso, o sea, especialmente nuestros hijos.
Josefa says her family became a target of violence for their political opposition to the government in Venezuela.
El gobierno sabe que estás allá, pues te puede meter preso. Y el estar preso eres objeto de ser torturado. Si no eres torturado, puedes ser asesinado.
She fled with her son, came to Nogales to claim asylum. She went through the process, had an interview with immigration officials. Her case was found to be credible, but because of the migrant protection protocols, also known as a Remain in Mexico policy, Josefa had to go back and wait in Nogales, Sonora for a hearing to make her claim, a place where she says she experienced extortion by criminal organizations.
Yo a veces estaba desesperada, como que quería irme para regresarme para mi país, pero si regreso a tu país es peor.
It's only the tip of the iceberg of the kinds of violence that people have experienced.
Kenji Kitsuka is a researcher for the nonprofit Human Rights First.
Over the past 2 years, our organization has been tracking public reports of attacks against people who've been returned to Mexico under MPP. And so far, we've tracked over 1,500 incidents of, ranging from rape and torture to even murder, as well as many extortions and assaults and kidnapping as well.
MPP was designed to make people give up.
Sarah Ritchie is with Kino Border Initiative in Nogales. She says out of desperation, many asylum seekers either left or died trying to cross illegally. She now worries about asylum seekers who are still waiting but have no case under MPP.
Those that simply came after the border closure. If this was a program that was inhumane and unlawful to begin with, and people were denied asylum as part of it, they too should have a chance to seek asylum again.
But not everybody agrees. Cristina John came to the U.S. from Colombia nearly 60 years ago.
I came here legally. I had to wait my turn. I had to fill my papers. I have to present everything that they needed. There are people that are doing it this way, and they have spent a lot of money, time, and effort to come here legally, and they have not been able to do it so because so many other people are doing it the wrong way.
She also worries about changes to the immigration policy in the middle of a pandemic.
What is so good about doing it? And what about the pandemia? Weren't they talking that, you couldn't do, the teachers cannot go to teach the kids because they can get sick? What about all of these people that are coming now sick? What is going to happen?
Someone who also has many questions is Arizona Governor Doug Ducey. In a 2-page letter to the Department of Homeland Security, he asked about federal resources to provide services to asylum seekers, how the federal government will ensure they show up to court, and if there's a plan to deal with asylum seekers with criminal records. Very valid question, says immigration lawyer Ezequiel Hernandez. He says there's already an answer to the question on criminal records.
The Department of Justice should already have their information because they already have a case, an MPP.
Hernandez believes it's time to offer solutions, not ask the same questions.
He could also publish a document essentially offering his help. I would want the governor to also say, hey, how can I make it available for the state of Arizona to have resources to help reunite these individuals that were caged and separated in this state.
And about those fears about asylum seekers coming into the country during a pandemic, the Department of Homeland Security says they're testing people for COVID and they must be negative before entering the U.S. In Phoenix, I'm Liliana Soto, ABC 15 Arizona.